This is a strange school. The students all wear face masks, and these two faces belong to the school's most iconic CP duo. Faced with these extreme fans, the girl felt like a lamb wandering into a pack of wolves. Feeling this overwhelming hostility, the girl mustered her courage and climbed onto the table. She told everyone she wasn't a homewrecker, but all she was met with were flying plates. Terrified, the girl fled in panic. The fans, meanwhile, began to declare victory. A few days earlier, the school held a welcome event. Han was a popular student at the school. Due to his special status, the event naturally revolved around him. During the event, Nano got so carried away while dancing that she nearly crashed into Han's arms. Because of her cute appearance, the incident was spun into a beautiful accident, and Nano was hyped up as Han's girlfriend to boost their online presence. The team dubbed them the Hano Duo. Soon after, their photo was posted on TikTok. Seeing their idol had a girlfriend, fans rushed to send their blessings. However, opposing voices suddenly emerged on the forums, and the one posting this news was none other than Han's girlfriend, Yui. After school, Han and Yui met in secret to attract female fans. Han had established a single persona, which is why they could only maintain a secret relationship. Nano's appearance made Yui feel threatened. Han understood Yui's concerns, but for the sake of views, he decided to keep things as they were, to prevent their act from turning into reality. Yui had no choice but to make Han promise that nothing would happen between him and Nano. Just as the two were about to kiss, a text message suddenly interrupted them. Han immediately ran onto the field. It turned out Nano had suddenly gone missing, guided by a passerby. Han ran all the way into the women's restroom. There, he heard Nano's cries for help. It turned out Nano was trapped in the restroom, and Han pulled off a classic damsel in distress rescue. Han rescued Nano from the women's restroom, fearing that Nano might cling to him once she came to. The female fans, seeing the commotion, urged them to kiss. Ultimately, with the fans' encouragement, Han asked Nano out. With the team's PR efforts, they became a fairy tale couple. Even their teachers blessed their relationship, and the restroom door that Han had kicked in became a tourist attraction at the school. As the buzz surrounding the two grew, Yui became increasingly sensitive. One day, she told Han that the situation had gotten out of hand, but Han felt they needed to make money quickly. He also told Yui that once this period passed, the fans would surely forget about it. Just as Han was about to meet Yui, Nano suddenly came to the dorm to find him. Nano claimed she'd had a nightmare, which is why she came to seek comfort from Han, to maintain the illusion of their romance. Han had no choice but to comfort her. As time went on, their behavior grew increasingly intimate, until one day, right in front of Yui, Nano broke into a passionate dance with Han. This action completely enraged Yui. Seeing Yui's grave expression, Han had no choice but to agree to break up with Nano. Yui didn't quite believe Han, so she asked him to prove his feelings with a kiss. Just as they were about to kiss, female fans suddenly burst into the room. Seeing this scene, Nano was devastated. After that, she ran straight out. Meanwhile, Han stood frozen in place. For the sake of Han's career, Yui had no choice but to remind him to go after Nano. By the time Han found Nano, she was already a mess of tears. Nano then took the initiative to ask about their relationship. Han didn't hide anything from her. He bluntly admitted that Yui was his real girlfriend, and that his relationship with Nano was purely for online buzz. But Nano suddenly burst out laughing. It turned out that ever since she entered the school, Nano had already known the truth about their relationship. Han wanted to become famous, so Nano had been helping him all along. After hearing Nano's words, Han immediately realized that Nano had no ill will, so he took the opportunity to break up with her. But to his surprise, Nano refused his request at that moment. Watching his girlfriend being bullied, Han suddenly felt that perhaps only if Nano died could they do what they wanted to do. The next day, following Han's instructions, Nano went to the school rooftop. The moment she stepped onto the rooftop, Yui knocked Nano down. A few minutes later, the students suddenly heard a loud noise. As the fans in the front row screamed, everyone realized that Nano was dead. Han heard the commotion and rushed over. The fans, witnessing the scene, burst into tears. With everyone's help, Nano was finally loaded into an ambulance. They thought the matter would end there, but what they didn't expect was that Nano wasn't actually dead. After emergency treatment, Nano fell into a vegetative state. Since Nano had no family or friends, and the Hano duo had been hyped up as being overly sweet, Han ultimately had no choice but to yield to the fans' pressure and take care of Nano for the rest of her life.